Hello, everybody. This is Dr. Carolyn Maria, working as an assistant professor in Loyola College of Education, Chennai. The title of the course is Childhood and Growing Up, which comes under Course 1. We are going to learn Unit 6 Marginalized Children, Issues and Concerns. This video lecture is going to focus on the meaning, concepts of marginalized children, problems of children who are living in urban slum, deprived and abused children, children in poverty, street children, HIV affected children, and child labor, and what are the measures to promote the status of marginalized children. This video lecture is planned in such a way that the learner will be able to gain thorough knowledge about marginalized children, identify the measures to promote the status of marginalized children. Let's learn the meaning of marginalization. Marginalization or social exclusion is the concept of intentionally forcing or keeping a person in an undesirable societal position. Marginalization may be done to an individual or to an entire group. Being marginalized refers to being separated from the rest of the society or forced to occupy the fringe or the edges and not to be at the center. So, marginalized people are not considered to be the part of society. The process whereby something or someone is pushed to the edge to a group and accorded less importance is called marginalization. Minority or subgroup is excluded and their needs and desires are just ignored. Let me give you some of the reasons for marginalization. With regard to gender, transgenders are marginalized. They are not given much importance. They are not considered to be the part of society. They are most of the time ignored and their desires are not given any sort of recognition. And we are marginalized with regard to the community, with regard to the caste and religion also. Minority religions are given very less importance in the society. With regard to the socio-economic status, low socio-economic status or people who are living in poverty are marginalized. With regard to the color and complexion, very dark color is marginalized. They struggle a lot to get themselves married. And parental education and occupation, if the parent are working for as a daily wages and all, they are given less importance in the society. With regard to the culture, food, dress, practices, manners, rituals and all that, if we are having a different sort of culture, they are marginalized. With regard to the language spoken by very limited people, very meager amount of people, if they are speaking a language, they are marginalized. What are the characteristics of marginalized group? They suffer from discrimination and subordination. They do not have mental maturity to accept that they are marginalized. Rather, they suffer and their physical and cultural traits that set them apart, and they share a sense of collective identity and common burdens among themselves, and they do have their own rules and regulations to follow, and they tend to marry among their own community people. So within their group they get themselves comfortable and married. They do not come forward and take an initiative to mingle with other people since they are marginalized, and they are given less educational opportunities. Very poor nutrition is given, so they suffer from many health issues. No proper drinking water, no proper electricity and no proper drainage facility, which all leads to contagious diseases. Child labor is prevailing among marginalized people because they may go for work in order to satisfy their hunger, and no proper development with regard to all the six dimensions: physical, cognitive, emotional, social, moral and spiritual. What are the examples of marginalized groups? For example, slum children, street children, women, those who are spinster or widow or separated women, members of this lesbian, gay, bisexual, transgender community, senior citizens who are abandoned, sick people, either children or adult or even old age, especially with regard to HIV or cancer, disability sufferers like physical disability or mental disability, young people who are abused and deprived, all these are the different examples of marginalized groups. Let's now focus on the problems of marginalized groups. Slum is an area which is heavily populated, which is an urban informal settlement, and substandard houses are prevailing over there in the slums. And there is no time for education, especially with regard to the female students. And they are burdened with carrying water from long distances, and they are asked to go for household domestic work like a servant maid, and they are asked to take care of their sick family members, and very poor sanitation facilities are provided, and going to toilet at night time increases the risk for sexual assault with regard to women and girls. And with regard to this health and hygiene, illness and disease spread like wildfire in slum. HIV infection is twice the national average in slums. Diarrhea is the leading killer of children under 5, especially in slums. And with regard to education, social and cultural barriers deny education for the slum dwellers, especially those who are under this marginalized group. Many children never receive any formal education, or few of them just complete only the primary education. Even the banks refuses the residents of slum because they are not considered to be bankable, because they do not have any identity card in order to open a bank account. Then, with regard to this political and social exclusion, government often ignore the slum dwellers. They are excluded from voting, city development plans, as well as even they do not come under any protection law, and they are not given any Aadhaar card, ID card, voter ID, nothing. And when at the time of any disasters, slums are the ones which will get affected a lot. Many slum dwellers in developing countries live in danger of raising the sea level, because if the sea level rises, all their houses will just go into the sea. And natural calamities like storms, earthquake, and other disasters affect city slums more seriously than the other areas. Because of their substandard house, they'll crumble with any sort of disaster, and poor drainage system is there, which will promote a lot of flooding for a prolonged flooding. So that these are the problems they face. Some more information about the marginalized group. They earn very meager amount. They work as rickshawalas or house servants, rack pickers or roadside vendors, and they earn a very meager amount starting from 150 rupee to 300 even per month. Child labor is prevailing among this marginalized group because financially they are unstable. So all the family pressure is put on the children to go and work and gain some money. This child labor starts even from the age of 5, and they are living in a very small house around 200 to 269 square kilometer. And even the census has classified the slums into 3 categories as notified slums, recognized slums, and identified slums, out of which these identified slums have a largest population, but they are legally not given any status as a slum. So basically, the majority of the slum population remains unrecognized. They live in crowded home, as I told you already, sharing a small house with 6 to 7 members in common slums, and most of these houses have only one room which will be shared by many people, as well as even shared by another family also. And they do not have proper toilet facility, and they need to go for a long distance in order to defecate, and no proper sewage system also. And they suffer with a problem called water scarcity in major slums. And in slums such as the Dharavi slum, which is there in Mumbai, water supply comes just once in a day, and that too for a very few hours, and you could see a long queue standing over there to take even single pot of water. And contaminated water is there in the slums with no proper sanitation and no proper sewage facility. The slum residents people are exposed to contaminated water that will result in a lot of contagious health problems. What are the measures to overcome this marginalization, especially with regard to the slum dwellers? We need to provide them a mass education. Making them literate only may give them a lot of recognition to become a constructive participant of the society. We need to create a lot of awareness about the health, hygiene, and importance of education, safety, etc. We need to give them an orientation about the government welfare schemes, and we should create a lot of good employment opportunities, and we have to give them a lot of skill development courses that will enable them to earn their money and stand on their own legs. And we need to discriminate the marginalized people, and government also should come forward to identify the slum dwellers and give them a good recognition. Free and compulsory education should be provided to all the slum dwellers. What is social deprivation? Social deprivation is the reduction or prevention of culturally normal interaction between an individual and the rest of the society. So, social deprivation is included in a broad network of correlated factors that contribute the social exclusion. What are the factors which will involve in this social deprivation are mental illness. The people, those who are having mental illness, those who are under poverty, those who are poor in education, those who are living in low socio-economic status, all these people are deprived from the recognition of the society. That is what called as social deprivation. Who are these Dalit and tribal girls? The reality of Dalit women and tribal girls is one of the exclusion in marginalization. They are often victims of civil, political, economic, social, and cultural right violations, including sexual abuse and violence. They are often displaced from one place to another place. They are pushed as well as they are forced to bonded labor, prostitution, as well as human trafficking. What are the problems faced by Dalit and tribal girls? Domestic violence is prevailing. Social, political, and economic powerless they are facing. Sex trafficking. 90% of them are below poverty. They do come across with a lot of superstitious beliefs. There is a gender discrimination among these Dalit people. They are socially untouchable. They are alienated because of their caste and because of their gender. They are considered to be untouchables, and they are ignored by the society, and because of their economical background, and they most of the time become victim for intercaste, and high mortality and fertility rate is also there. Severe condition of reproductive health is also there. Illiteracy is prevailing among them. Lack of employment opportunity is provided. Sexually they are exploited. And Dalit women are having a history of pain, agony, and sorrow. What are the measures to overcome these problems of Dalit people? Rights and laws must be framed in order to provide equal rights for Dalit women. Free technical, vocational, and academic education should be provided for Dalit women by the state government as well as even by the central government. The discriminatory law, traditional practices, and dogmatism happening against the Dalit women should be completely abolished. Education also should be given to these tribal women. Awareness about the government scheme should be given. We should provide them basic needs like ration card, voters ID, identity card, bank account in order to open the bank account, Aadhaar card, like that. And programs must be conducted to bring out some sort of awareness among the people with regard to their safety and with regard to their own human rights. And we should give admission to all these Dalit and tribal children in schools, and we should motivate the first generation learners. Who are street children? Children who do not have shelter or who does not live in a hygienic place are referred to street children. The ones those who are just living on street. Children who undergo a lot of problems, no proper environment, etc. is the characteristic of a street children. So children experiencing poverty who live in city, town or village are also called as street children. They often are subjected to abuse, neglect, exploitation, and extreme cases like murder or any other social, antisocial activities they are involved in. Basic amenities including breakdown in the family and losing one parent or even both parent or HIV or other sexual abuse, all these are there among them. They are not provided with proper care and lack of peer group and lack of basic education. So these are the problems of these street children. We'll now go for what are the problems of street children with regard to the 5 dimensions of development. With regard to the physical development, because they are not provided with healthy hygienic food, they lack hygienic facility, no shelter and clothing, they undergo sexual abuse, lack of proper treatment when they come across with any disease, negligence with regard to their health, child labor, malnutrition kits, all these will affect the physical development of street children. How far the cognitive development is affected in street children? Because they are not provided with proper education, no proper guidance, and they are subjected to work at the young age, which will affect their cognitive level and parents' mental torture. Even if education is given, it will stagnate at one particular period, and lack of protection and security will make them to suffer a lot. With regard to moral development, no basic manners or behavior is taught to these children. They are using bad languages, lack of good behavior, no proper sanitation, and lack of confidence level could be seen among these street children. And because of their parental fight, they are emotionally disturbed, and sometimes they may become even ADHD, attention deficit hyperactivity disorder, and it will exhibit in their behavior, and they'll have a lot of difficulty with regard to getting along with other peer group, and they have a lot of inferiority complex. Seeing the other people, they may feel very inferior. And with regard to the social development, gender discrimination is prevailing among the street children. Improper peer group relationship, early marriages will affect the social development. No proper relationship with any sort of relatives. So these are the problems of street children. What are the measures to overcome the problems with regard to the street children? Once again, we need to educate them, give them proper mass education, increase the parental support, improve the sponsorship for education, creating a lot of awareness program with regard to helping them to come out of this drug addiction, alcohol addiction and all. Open many schools just nearby their areas to provide free education. A lot of awareness to be created with regard to their rights, human rights, and provide skill development courses. Who are HIV affected children? HIV affected, what do you mean by HIV? Human immunodeficiency virus, which causes AIDS. AIDS is a disease. There, it will damage the immune system, so the individual cannot fight with any sort of infection. Especially the ones, those who are living in unhygienic area, this disease is prevailing among them. Most of the children who have HIV, they got it from their mother. Most of them they'll just get from their mother when the mother was pregnant, as well as during the time of birth or during the time of breastfeeding. So women who are tested and they are found to be HIV positive, then if they stick on with some treatment, if they are getting some treatment, sure to have their children without HIV, because since they are getting the treatment, there are lower chances for passing the virus to their babies. So this is the best way to prevent HIV affected children. What are the problems of HIV affected children? With regard to the physical development, by the age of 4 months itself, children begin to show the symptoms of stunted growth. So by which we can just identify that they have some problem. And increase, sometimes it could be increased height and weight, and impairment is observed with regard to the children with regard to their different ages. And with regard to this cognitive development, there is a stagnation in the cognitive development, as well as they some come across with neurological problems, learning difficulties, speech difficulties, language problems, loss of speech, and there'll be loss of staring, and they lack interest. All these are different problems they come across with. And with regard to this emotional development, they'll be unable to enjoy their life because of the emotional suffering. Since they are children, they wanted to be very with complete freedom to enjoy their life. But because of the sickness of HIV, they may not enjoy the life. And community treat them very badly. Children will feel insecure. Emotional breakdown will be there due to the discrimination as well as even the child abuse. Children do not get attention and love from the others. With regard to the moral development, children, those who are affected with HIV, do not socialize with other children. Of course, we do not volunteer to socialize with them, and they are discriminated from the society, and they are always kept aloof. What are the measures to overcome the problems of HIV affected children? Pregnant women, when they are identified that they are HIV affected, they need to go for a proper medication during the pregnancy, so by which they can prevent the children from getting affected by HIV, and a lot of chances are there to prevent the children from mother to child transmission of HIV virus. And scheduled cesarean delivery could be arranged in order to prevent the mother to child HIV transmission. And HIV medicines will reduce a lot of risk of the infection. So baby formula is very safe rather than giving the direct breast milk from the mother to the child, because that will transmit the HIV virus. So baby should not be fed with the pre-chewed food from the HIV affected people. Who are abused children and who are these abused young people? Abuse is defined as any action that intentionally harms or injures any other person. Abuse also encompasses inappropriate use of any substances, especially those alter the consciousness. This abuse may be either physical, sexual, verbal, elder, with regard to even elder, or even psychological abuse. What are the problems faced by these abused children? Abusing can cause many negative effects in the cognitive, emotional, social, moral, spiritual development of children as well as even the young people, such as it will lead to anxiety and depression. They may not come out with the courage to go and tell their parent or their elders how they are abused. So they come across with a lot of nightmares, and it will increase their temperament, and they may even self-harm themselves. They can commit suicide because they are not able to go and express what happened to them. And it will even develop a sort of eating disorder, feeling insecure. Most of the time you could see them frightened, confused, and very poor performance in their studies. Sometimes it may even lead to school dropouts. So these are the problems of abused children. How are we going to help the abused children to overcome the problems, or how are we going to prevent child abuse? First of all, we need to understand the children that whatever abuse they have undergone, that will create a sort of depression in them, and the hurt will remain a longer time, and it will take some time for them to heal as well as to come out of the abuse what they have undergone. So we need to provide them self-awareness with regard to the abuse, different abuse, as well as we need to teach them the good touch, bad touch, and even don't touch. And we need to support prevention programs with regard to this child abuse, and we have to discipline our children very thoughtfully. Monitoring the children is essential with regard to the parental role whenever we just leave our children to other places and all. More awareness program in schools and colleges will decrease the cause of abuse, and we need to promote anti-ragging and anti-abusing in both in schools and colleges, and severe punishment should be given for the ones those who are abusing the children. The key takeaways from this video lecture are various problems faced by marginalized children we have discussed with, and marginalized children are affected physically, mentally, emotionally, socially, morally and spiritually. Let's think about these points. As a teacher, how will you inculcate a value of sympathy for marginalized children among your students? What are your suggestions to the society to bring down the marginalization? These are some of the books for your further reading. Thank you for listening, students. Wish you all good luck.